made this video because you struggle with overeating. You often eat more than your body actually needs. Even when you are not hungry, maybe you keep ordering fast food from different restaurants because it feels familiar, comforting, and easy. And maybe these different everyday choices are getting on the way of something bigger: losing weight, feeling better, building healthier habits, feeling more comfort in your life, and more control. So if that sounds familiar, if this whole information is about you, you're on the right place. My name is Yana. Together with my husband, I'm building a mobile app I'm done with. It will help you to visualize the whole journey from bad habit to better choices for every day. And I hope you will enjoy this whole information because it is based on my real story. As part of this work, we spent a lot of time studying the habits, how they affect our life, why we repeat behaviors we want to change, what triggers them, and what actually helps us to build better patterns. And this is not just research for me. I recognize many of these loops in my life too. By the end of summer 2026, we are hoping to release the first test version of I'm Done With mobile app, and you will have a chance to try it completely for free. Why do we keep doing things we already know we want to stop doing? You know you shouldn't spend another hour scrolling. You know that cigarette isn't solving your stress. You know buying something you don't need won't fix a bad day. You know procrastinating will only make tomorrow harder, and yet you do it again. I've been thinking about this question a lot, really a lot, while we are building the mobile app I'm Done With. And the more I started learning about habits, behaviors, and loops, the more I realized sometimes the habit you are trying so hard to remove isn't actually a problem. It's just a last step of much bigger loop. Today, I want to show you some of these loops. And the first one will be stress relief loop. Before we continue, there's something important to understand. You probably don't have one clean loop. Most behaviors are influenced by several loops at the same time. Usually one or two are stronger than the others. In my case, the stress relief loop is one of the strongest, but I can also recognize the fatigue loop, autopilot loop, trigger reaction loop, all or nothing loop. And also, shame isn't a big part of my personal pattern, but for many people there is also a shame loop. And these loops can feed each other. You get stressed, then tired. When you are tired, you choose the easiest familiar reaction. You do it automatically. Then maybe you feel guilty about it. That creates more stress, and the cycle begins again. And while researching the whole thing, I started to recognize my own loops. And one of them involved food. Food just happens to be one of my personal responses to stress. For someone else, maybe for you, the same loop can end with scrolling, smoking, alcohol, shopping, gaming, procrastination. The final behavior can be completely different, and I am going to use my own life as an experiment. I hope you will like it. Please subscribe and like this video. Thank you. And I want to start with stress relief loop because I think I really have the same. I hope it will help you a lot. Today I was watching with my husband movie Odyssey, and I bought some nachos and some snacks. I wasn't hungry. So instead of asking which loop do I have, I think a much more useful question is which loop is driving my behavior the most right now. I was tired. It was about 700, maybe 800 calories plus. And when I got home, I was hungry, so I also ate my lunch. And I think I will have a dinner as well. So today is the day when I overate again, and not with a good food for sure. Let's try again tomorrow. And you know, the problem is not the habit itself, but the problem is that we are repeating it again and again. We are working with very simple formula. Trigger, thought, old choice, pause, better choice. The most important part here is not even better choice, it is a pause. Because without that pause, you are not really choosing, you are repeating. I have to admit that I always was an anxious person. I like feeling in control, I like planning, I like to know what will be next. But then in April 2026, my husband and I both were laid off. We were working for that company for 7 years, and it was really suddenly. Suddenly, our normal structure disappeared just in one day, and uncertainty became a bigger part of my everyday life. And after some time, I realized that feeling anxious after waking up, it's not the option for me. It's not what I want to normalize. So I decided to start my own experiments. How can I keep my nervous system calm and balanced? And here comes probably the biggest realization for myself. You can't just remove the old response, you need another one. What will replace your previous response? What will replace your previous behavior? So I decided to give meditation a try, even though I had always been pretty skeptical about it. Then I found a wonderful YouTube channel called Lavender, where a woman with a calming voice guides you through meditation with beautiful, relaxing music in the background.
Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out.
I have walked at least 10,000 steps a day for years, sometimes 15, sometimes 20. I have a very active dog, his name is Rocky, and so walking is simply the part of my life. You would think fresh air, movement, nature, stress relief. Well, I was walking while I was answering messages and doing some stuff in phone. My body was walking, but my brain was working. And there is one more loop what I would like to mention, because this loop can destroy the whole process and the whole your achievements just in one day. This is where visualization becomes useful. When something only exists in your head, it's very easy to forget the pattern. You remember the final action, I did it again, but you forget everything around it. With I'm done with, the idea is to make your choice and progress visible, not to shame you, not to demand another perfect streak, but to give you something you can look and say, wait, this keeps happening, or something is changing. I also use our printed tracker because I personally like physically marking my progress. The app is one visual reminder. The tracker is another. I'm trying to make my goal harder to forget, because my old loops had years of repetition. The new response needs repetition too. And interesting fact that after enough repetition, there is almost no decision anymore. And your brain already knows what comes next. Stress, food, anxiety, scrolling, boredom, YouTube, loneliness, shopping, frustration, smoking. Good morning, guys. It's 9 in the morning and I already was on market and I bought some peaches, also tomatoes and cucumbers. So I plan to make a tasty salad today, and this is the first try to stop overeating when I don't have any food at home. So let's make this whole information practical. You don't need to identify 10 loops today. Choose one behavior what keeps repeating. Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you are smoking. Maybe you are drinking alcohol. Maybe you are avoiding something important. Then don't start with how do I stop? Start with what happens before this behavior. And if you still make the old choice, then you learned something. This part matters. Don't erase your progress by one bad decision. Don't throw the information away because the outcome wasn't perfect. I used to focus on the final behavior. Now I'm much more interested in what happens before this behavior. And the key part is that tiny moment where I have to pause and think through what will be my next step, how I can make this choice easier and better. And that's exactly what we are trying to make visible with our mobile app I'm Done With. If you like this video, please subscribe, like this video, and see you next Friday.